Welcome to the EDU-TRIBE channel. My name is Maria Raphael Onya. I am a teacher, a coach, a consultant, and a school owner. On this channel, we will be discussing education, all things education and business. So if you're a teacher, you're a student, a parent, a school owner, a school leader, or you plan to go into the sector, then this is the right channel for you. Thank you for your subscriptions and thank you for watching and sharing my videos. I appreciate that. Today I want to talk about classroom management. That is every teacher's favorite topic. Yet we still struggle to manage students. It's not an easy job. It is not easy at all. But I will share with you a few tips that might help you do better in the classroom, because you cannot really teach students you can't manage. And if you're not a good class manager, the students will not learn from you. Take that to the bank. What are the things you should think about when we talk about classroom management? What happens? We quickly think about the children and how to manage their very bad behaviors. However, have you ever thought that you might be the problem? Have you given that a thought? What if I am the problem? Or have I managed myself? As a teacher, have I fixed myself? What is your philosophy? Let's start with you. Number one, what is your philosophy? What is your driving force? What takes you to that job? Are you happy to do it? Do you want to be there? Do you understand the value that you bring doing that job? Have you ever thought about it? Are you excited to do it? Are you dressed for the role? Do you have the right appearance for the role? Do you have the efficacy, the competencies? Do you know your subjects? Do you have the right attitude? All of these things are important, because the first thing to managing children is managing yourself, you being the right person. And to do this, you have to consider all of the things I have mentioned. You have to know your subjects. Very important. Otherwise, the children will know you don't know what you're teaching. You have to look the role. Children look at you and decide whether they should respect you or not. You have to be a decent person. The way your attitude, the way you carry yourself, very important. Otherwise, they will not learn from you. You have to be passionate. You have to have a reason for doing the job, and it will show in the way you do it. So the first thing to look at in managing the classroom is fixing yourself. How you look, what you know, your attitude, your driving force, your values are very important. Start now. Just ask yourself, am I the right role model for what I am doing? Do students respect me? Do they love me? Do they appreciate me? Am I the right role model for them? It's a question you should ask yourself as you plan to be a great teacher and to manage the classroom. Number two, the environment. So when you have fixed yourself, because yes, children, react to people. There's a way you walk into the class, I'm telling you, and all students will just admire and appreciate you. There's a way you walk in and they just write you off. So you have to have that thing, that steez, that thing that shows that you are a master, that you are a teacher, that you know what you're doing and you want to be here, that you bring value to the table. Students will react to your personality. Another thing they react to is the classroom environment. You cannot take it away. If it is looking like a madhouse, they will act crazy. That is why where I was teaching abroad, if you see the time we take to create an environment that will give us the results that we want, you will be amazed. So the environment is very important. If it is rowdy, it is disorganized, broken tables and chairs, dirty walls, they're going to act out. You can't get what you want from them. So people react to people and react to the environment. There is a way your class will be. You will not even shout or make noise at all day. I practiced that a lot. My classroom was fantastic. And even when I had very problematic students, the moment they crossed my door, I remember when I used to play classical music in the classroom in the morning when they're arriving, they just come in and they are calm. And I'll be sharing some amazing stories with you. They are calm and they begin to act very adult and responsible, So the class environment is important. Not just how you arrange your chairs and all that, but a lot of other things, the things you put on the wall. You know that there's classroom arrangement and then there's classroom design. All of this you have to do thoughtfully. You have to give a thought to it because of the results you hope to get. Do you know that there's a way you arrange the classroom? We'll talk about classroom arrangement and design in one of my videos. And you will see that these little things will make learning effortless for the children and teaching enjoyable for you. So the environment has to be outstanding. And you as a person, you have to be fantastic. Number 3, I would like to talk about is the structure. The classroom is your nation, your state, your community. You are the president. It must have a structure. It must have a system, the way things work. It cannot just be anyhow we behave. No. You have to give your classroom a structure, and the structure should accommodate the mission, the vision of the school, your own goals for your students, your values, everything. You put it together and wrap it in a way that you are running a government that is outstanding. Your expectations, all of this work together, and then you create a structure in the classroom. So you don't just come in and all you have your books and your laptop, you teach it all of them. No, it doesn't work that way. Remember, you're supposed to also influence the students. Apart from teaching them, content, there's so many other things not listed that you have to teach them. So that is what the structure will give you: leadership, orderliness, comportment. The list is endless. So it's important that you have structure in your classroom. Another thing you need to do is have routine in your classroom. Routine. Okay, so the things that they must do every day. I don't know, you can't run a classroom without routine. Am I right? Routine, those things that children do in the classroom on a daily basis. They arrive every day. They dismiss every day. Maybe they will drop assignments or do assignments every day. They will do projects every day. Maybe they will eat every day. All of these things that happen consistently every day, they are routines, and they are actually supposed to be set by the teacher and taught by the teacher. So you have routines in your classroom. It is very important. You can't run a classroom with no routine. Everybody comes in and they go out and do everything, as you like. No. Structured routine every day. And then you have procedures, how those things are done. I will get to them in details, how they are done. So let's say for routine, you have arrivals. They have to arrive. But how do they arrive? That's where you now put the procedure. Do they just run into your class? Do they line up somewhere and walk into your class? How do they even walk into your class? Do they enter anyhow? Are they standing in a particular manner? When they come in, what do they do? Is there a place for backpack? Is there a place for homework? Who collects it? Who keeps it? Where is it kept? There is a system and structure that you can run. How do I say this? You will come in the morning happy and you will leave in the evening extremely happy, because students know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how it should be done. They know what to do, when it should be done, and how it should be done. That is when you have created a structure in your classroom. Another thing you would do is to have rules. You can't run that government without rules. You know that, right? You can't be a great teacher and not have rules. Do you have rules in your classroom? Is it working? Because for rules, you're supposed to have the general ones and the specific ones. Are your rules working? Do you even have rules? If you don't, you can find rules online. There's some that will work for you. Pick the best, discuss with your students, and agree that, okay, we want to run a sane classroom. We need to be able to focus on the purpose of school, which is that you must give me 100% or at least an A in the end of term exams. That's your standard for your students, okay? Now, for us to achieve this, there are things we must do. I do not want this in my class. I do not want this in my class. So we have to come up with rules that will guide the class. So for a general rule, I'll give you an example. Respect is paramount in my class. We must respect everyone. So that's general. We know anything that amounts to disrespect is not allowed in this territory, right? So that's a general one. A specific one. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't push, don't touch, So you have rules in the classroom. Rules that will help you achieve a very orderly system. And that's a topic on its own. We'll talk about class rules in the future. But you need to have rules in your classroom, which you can Google. You can find all of this online if you want to have great classroom management. Okay, so I've talked about the rules. Another thing, you must teach the rules, right? You have to teach rules. What we do is we put the rules on the wall and we sing it every day, and nobody is obeying the rules, and we just move on. We get tired. No. When you set rules in that system, then it must be taught. And you have to enforce it. You keep correcting. A simple one like, please raise your hands before you talk. You know that for the next 3 weeks, there will be children talking without raising their hands. And the moment you ignore them, then the whole class will start by middle of the term. Everybody is shouting again. No. So you say we will respect ourselves. And part of that is that you don't talk when someone else is talking. So you want to talk, please just raise your hand. And you have to even show them how to do it. And if somebody is talking without raising their hands, you have to ensure you don't acknowledge that person. You have to keep reminding them, remember the rules. What is the rule? Okay, raise your hands, then I call you, and then you speak. You have to teach this for almost 2 months before everybody begins to obey that particular simple instruction, actually. So rules must be taught, and you have to enforce it, because when you have rules, then you have consequences. If you don't do your homework, you will not play sports on Friday. That's a rule, right? Homework must be done, submitted on time, and all that. And then If you do not do that, you will not play sports on Friday. So you have consequences for when people break the rules. So you teach and then you enforce. On Friday, when it's time for sports, you just read out the names of those who did not do their homework, and they sit in the library and work while others are playing. You do it for 2 months, you'll find out that all your students will turn in their homework. So we must set rules and enforce the consequences. We will talk about rules and consequences in another video, right? So you have to follow it religiously. Another thing you can do to set your class in a good standing is assignments. Give them work to do. Share assignments. It's a system, it's a government. You should have commissioners or ministers and all that. Students who are highly occupied, who are busy, don't have time to misbehave. When you see a lot of misbehavior, it is because your students are idle and you don't know what to do. Because when they have tasks to accomplish, in addition to schoolwork, you have somebody in charge of the board, you have somebody collecting assignments, you have somebody doing this, you have somebody doing that, class arrangement, cleanup, you have all of that. They don't have time to misbehave. In fact, the rule is anything a child can do in your classroom, you should not do it as a teacher. That is it. You need to give them responsibilities if you want to have peace. So I have mentioned a few, and in my next video, I will go into details. In summary, remember, first fix yourself. Be the right teacher. Second, fix your classroom. The environment should be conducive and outstanding. Number 3, have rules. Have a system. Have your routines, have your procedure. Yeah, teach your rules, to mastery. Give them chores, give them assignments, right? I think that's all I have mentioned today, and I will see you in my next video. Go to that classroom tomorrow and just change everything, because you know what? That's your territory and you are the leader. You are the president. Students can learn. They can learn. You just need to be the right teacher and you need to know what to do per time. Maria Onya, the EDU-TRIBE channel. Subscribe and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.